Hear me out here. I'm gonna say something that is just absolutely shocking for me to say, right? This headset is hands down the most stinking cozy headset I have ever tested. The JVC gaming headsets. So as you can see, we're going to be covering the wired version. We have it in white, and then we're also going to be talking about the wireless version that we have in black. Now inside of your box, of course, you're going to get your headsets. Now on the wired one here, you're going to get your detachable 3.5 cable, a splitter if you're on PC, and a detachable microphone with an included windscreen. Coming over to the wireless version, you're gonna also get a detachable 3.5 cable, a USB-C charging cable, a splitter, again, if you're running on PC and you're going 3.5, and also your detachable microphone with included windscreen. I mean, you can just glance at it right there with what's included and just looking at the headsets and be like, wow, this has almost everything that we want right here. And I already stated they're the most cozy headset ever. But before we dive into these headsets here, let's take a second for our absolutely cozy sponsor of this video, FlexiSpot and their adjustable desks. I know, a sponsor plug, right? You're like, what the heck is this YouTuber trying to sell me here today? But if any of you have been with my channel for a while, you all know FlexiSpot Desk are not just something I plug. It is something I swear by and something I use daily in multiple situations. Heck, right here, I'm using a FlexiSpot desk in all of my videos. I also use a FlexiSpot desk in my gaming setup. And of course, I use a FlexiSpot desk in my workstation as well. And today, taking a look at the FlexiSpot Kamar all-in-one desk, we have it in black right here with the black frame and the black top. You have pull-out drawers, again with the height adjustment so you can stand up or sit down, adjust it for that posture that's gonna suit you perfectly. And the great thing about it is it's so simple to use. You got your little adjustable touchpad on the side right there to adjust it up or down. You can save some settings. You have two USB-A's, a USB-C, and then a button on the far right is the lock so you don't accidentally adjust your desk when you're not wanting. And the FlexiSpot desks hold plenty of weight right there. Even if you pull it up to the highest position right there, it's not gonna bow and bend on you. Really nice and solid desks all around. So as you can see here, guys, it's not just a plug. I'm sharing a product I truly believe in, and yeah, I hands down recommend because I use it daily in multiple situations in my daily life right there. So again, if you're looking for a new desk or an adjustable desk, make sure to check out FlexiSpot Desk right down in the description below. All right, so talking about the JVC headsets being stinking cozy, that's what we're gonna dive into first is the comfort. And I wanna show you the weight of these. Now this is the wireless version right here. We are getting 208 grams on the wireless version. Now coming over here to the wired version, we are going to get 196 grams. Guys, no joke, they are incredibly lightweight. But other than that, the adjustability, as you noticed before, you have that full swivel both ways, flat this way, flat the other way. As you can see, your adjustment is by that headband, but it's not like something where you got to actually adjust the headband within it through a Velcro piece. It actually slides down on this arm. You have multiple clicks in there. As you can see it adjusting, and that's on both sides right there. So that's how you're gonna adjust your tension if you want a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Now taking a look at the ear pads right here, they are kind of oval, eggish shape as you can see, very plush, kind of memory foamish. If you can see me press down, takes a little bit of a second to come back up there. It is that sports material, and then you have pleather inside to lock the sound, and in there, on the driver, you do have a padding there. Now looking at the side of the ear cups right here, the size of them, they're plenty long, decently wide, not incredibly deep if you can see that measurement there. But again, even though my ears do touch the drivers, with that being that foam in there, they're not getting pinched, they don't hurt, whatever. I honestly don't really notice it, but yeah, your ears are touching the inside there. Now, as far as ear pad replacement, if you're interested in that, I think we're gonna be out of luck right here because they are held on by a bracket right there. You can see you got that plastic bracket in there, and then it clips around the ear cup. Now, if you wanted to, you can also pull that foam off over the driver as I showed you earlier, and you can see that foam right there is quite thick, which is again why I don't think your ears are feeling pinched or you get any pain from your ears touching the drivers in there. And I mean, no joke, guys, like seriously, when you take this headset, this is so stinking comfortable. It really is. Clamping force is, I would say, light to medium, right? There's really no clamping force. That's because the headset's so light, but it clamping there because it's not falling off. But if I shake and headbang, yeah, it's gonna start moving, you know? If you're wearing glasses, completely comfortable, guys. I can't say it enough. 150%, hands down, stinking cozy. So I know what you're thinking though. Yo, dude, they're lightweight. Yo, they're stinking cozy. How about that build? Because obviously with them being that lightweight, there has to be a lot of plastic, right? And yes, Both of them, the wireless and wired, well, they're pretty much completely plastic right here. They really are. The forks, the cups, the headband up here is completely plastic, even your adjustment right there. But it feels very solid. When I press it right here, I'm not getting all this crazy flexing and whatnot, you know what I mean? All of it feels premium. Now the plastic here is matte, so as you can see, it's picking up some fingerprints and some of that little sweat marks there. Talking about the white one, just sitting on my desk, I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to pick this up. There you go. You can see it's kind of getting some scuffs and picking up some of the dirt marks right there, but that's expected with the white headset. Nothing really makes me worried, right? I can take it. Check it out, guys. I'm nervous. Twisting it up, I don't get a single bit worried. Throwing it around, I don't get worried. You ever felt that thing, that piece of product that's like, it's totally plastic, but it's totally moldable and you just drop it and just nothing phases it? That's the feeling I get with this right here. So again, as far as the build, wow, it's just incredibly phenomenal. All right, so now let's go and talk features and functions. We're gonna talk about the wireless and the wired version right here. Now again, they both have their 3.5 cable, 6.5 feet right there, and they both have splitters. Because yes, you can also use the wireless version 3.5. As you see, you have your port right back there by your USB-C connection. This port up here is for your microphone. On the back left ear cup, you have your volume wheel that bottoms out at the lowest, tops out at the highest. You have your mic mute button and your power button. Whenever you press the power button, it actually says power on and a little voice prompt in there. Coming over to the wired version, you just have your volume wheel. Again, same, tops out, bottoms out. You have your mic mute button. Right down here, you have your 3.5 and then your microphone port. And as far as battery life on the wireless version, they're stating you get up to 15 hours and it takes 3 hours to fully charge. As I always state, guys, on my wireless products, I just charge them when I'm not using them, so I'm always good to go and I never had any issues with battery. All right, so I'm gonna start going about my headset videos a little bit different here. I really feel like the microphone test should be included in features and functions, so that's where I'm gonna start including it going forward in any of my headset reviews. And that is actually what you're hearing right now. You're hearing the microphone on the wired JVC headset right here. Again, the microphone's detachable. I left the windscreen on because heck, it comes with it. Your mute button's right on the back. Now you don't get any tone or anything in the headset or any notification when it's muted. It's just that button on the back. Whenever it's sticking out or sticking in, you'll know if it's muted or not. And I honestly listened to one little playback of this wired version already, and I thought it was pretty darn good. It really was. It didn't really pick up too much background noise. I got a lot of construction going on outside, the light with a fan, and then the air running over there. And I really didn't hear any of that picking up back there. So again, we're gonna have to see how this sounds together, but let's go and test the wireless version. All right, and now you're hearing the microphone on the JVC wireless gaming headset right here. And two things I noticed when I was actually just listening to that playback we just did on the wired one. Number one, you're hearing me kind of huffing and puffing a little bit, you know, kind of my breathing. I don't think we can really ding the headset for that, guys. As you all know from my recent video, I'm still a little ill right here, so I'm just kind of, you know, catching my breath through all of my talking. Probably hear my nasally voice just in my regular microphone as well. So I think that's more to my voice, not really the microphone. But one other thing I also noticed too is you can pull this microphone out a bit and it really adjusts the sound. Like I can see on my graph now, it's picking up a lot less. The only other microphone I've really noticed that being a beneficial thing is with Razer microphones lately, right? Where it's really, you can adjust it for, you know, pulling a little bit closer, a little bit further away, and it really picks that up like that. Some other headsets are kind of like you put it away, it just becomes super echoey, you know? So I think that was pretty cool right there. But then again, as far as the mic mute button, it's on the back of this one as well, right back there. It's just a little click in there. You don't get a notification even on the wireless one right here. All right, so I saved the worst for last, right? You guys are like, dude, come on, you built me up this much. Don't bring me down. And what's the one thing I haven't covered? That is sound. By the way, I totally forgot to show you the dongle that comes with the wireless version. It's just this regular rectangle dongle that states JVC on it. Anyways, these headsets have some of the same stats here, 40mm drivers, the frequency range of 10 to 26,000. So just listening to that, you might be like, wow, that's pretty stinking good. That's a wide range compared to most gaming headsets with a frequency range of 20 to 20,000, right? But like I've always stated with gaming headsets, it's really a matter of how are those drivers tuned. SteelSeries, for example, 40mm drivers with a frequency range of 20 to 20,000. That's what they've always used. But holy smokes, they have them tuned perfect. They are tuned amazing, which is why I like them. Yeah, they're geared a little bit more towards the highs, not much bass, you know what I mean? Talking about these guys, okay? And we're going to talk about the wired and the wireless here, right? Let's start with the wired ones first, okay? That's my point over here, right? So I'm using the wired on PC, PS4, whatever, anything like that. My main games I'm playing right now, of course, I play a lot of Halo, getting really back into Destiny lately, you know? So talking about those two games, let's talk about Halo first on 3.5. These guys were so, I don't even know if I want to call it base heavy or mid heavy. It's almost like they were both just there like, no, let me take it. You know, I just felt like they were all overtaken right there, and so much overtaken that sometimes it took over the dialogue, right? Even going to Destiny, right? I said, all right, maybe this is just a Halo thing. Let me swing over to Destiny here, going 3.5 again, right? And I'm playing Destiny. It's just like there's a battle going on and I just couldn't hear any of the dialogue. It was just in the background, like all of this jumble up here and the dialogue was back there. I said, man, this really stinks. Like this, I can't do it. I just couldn't do it, right? So let's talk about that same situation. I'm going to go with the wireless ones right here, okay? Now, when I plug those in, these guys, I got a little bit more punch, a little bit more backbone on them, you know what I mean? I felt like everything was pushed up a little bit, but I still kind of had that same effect a little bit. I could actually hear the dialogue now, which is weird because again, they both are packing the same specs right there, but of course the wireless ones are powered. You know what I mean? So I feel like I had a little bit more just kind of pushing all that up and giving me a little bit more so I was able to catch some of that. Now going back to the wired ones, if I'm confusing you flipping back and forth, I plug these into my amp, which you should never have to do with a gaming headset, right? You should be able to plug and play. But when I plug these into my amp and just cranked it up, I got what I wanted, right? It let those mids and that bass just kind of sit there and battle out what they were doing, but I was able to crank it enough so everything still got to do that, but I still caught some of that dialogue, right? It was really strange on the wired version. Even going further, plugging them into the PS5 right there, the volume was low, and I haven't experienced that with any wired headset going into PS5 lead. That was a PS4 issue we always had with wired headsets, but I had that with this. I went into my settings. All of my settings in the console were cranked up and everything. They were cranked up here and everything like that. Controller updated, whatever you want to backfire at me. I checked it all, right? And it was incredibly low. I even took another 3.5 headset, plugged in the controller, said, okay, let me see, maybe some issue here. No, it was just this one. So for PS5, this is a hands down no-go. And honestly, the wired one was just such a disappointment. I didn't want to use it because of the sound. Which brings me to the wireless version right here. The sound was still not great. Would I even give it the class of good? I think I might be generous if I say it's good. It might be right underneath that line of good. It's right there, you know what I mean? I want to tell JVC, man, just work on your tuning on these guys. Roll that bass and that mids down. Us gamers, it's not 1999 where all we want is this heavy, rumbly bass. That's not what we want. We want detail. We want crisp. We want to hear the environment. You know what I mean? And I felt like that's what these headsets are missing. So now that we went on that absolutely crazy roller coaster ride of a headset review here, right? Like I brought you guys all the way up here and then just slammed you right back down, right? The wired ones are coming in at $80 and the wireless version comes in at $130. That's also another point that kind of makes me go, like this should not be $80. This should be a $50 headset. This should be a $100 headset. That's exactly what they should be. And I believe even though they just recently released, you're going to find them on sale. And I would say if you can find these maybe at $100 or a little bit less, give them a shot because maybe you'll like the sound. Again, all of it's subjective, right? The comfort, the sound, all that's subjective. You might like it, but if someone says these are uncomfortable, I don't know what to say anymore because they are absolutely phenomenal in the comfort. They're packing everything except that great sound. And I really hope JVC doesn't give up here. I hope they dial in that sound and really just kind of bring these out a little bit more. I really hope we see that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming by and watching this video. I hope I helped you out. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.